Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Main Event Podcast, the only podcast you need for all your weekly updates, news, information, rumours and entertainment surrounding the WWE. I'm one
And
of your...
it's your only podcast that's one of your five a day.
Exactly. I'm one of your three hosts, Raza, and joining me as always are my good friends Arif and Imran. How you guys doing?
Three of you five a day.
Yes, I'm good as being one of your five a day.
And I'm
Arif,
also good. Oranges.
Arif sounds really lively. Tonight we're almost at
Excited.
1 a.m. Still going strong, I like it. This is episode 16 of the Main Event Podcast. Before we do go any further, we would like to say a big thank you to any of our listeners. A couple of days ago, Imran checked out our YouTube page for once, and he was surprised, to say the least. As were we when he told us, because episode 15 of the Main Event Podcast, which was titled Batista to Turn Heel, officially has become our most successful podcast.
Woo!
As of right now, on YouTube alone, we are on 209 views with 5 likes. Sounds like nothing, but you have no idea how happy we are with these figures.
It means a lot to us, especially because we didn't even know it was on the internet.
You didn't know it's on the internet.
I had no idea. What is the internet?
We'll never know. But to see us passing something like 20 and 50 every week cheered us up so much, because we knew
Yes,
these
I
people
was
listening.
happy getting more than 10.
Exactly.
More than 200. That's just...
Exactly. It's, we didn't pass 100, we passed 200. That truly is special to us, and we thank you for that. Remember,
I never
guys,
thought we'd be here right now.
this is YouTube alone, so we've got
Yes,
Podomatic, we've got iTunes, we've got Stitcher, BlackBerry, another one's on its way, hopefully.
Stitcher. It's
Another
like
one?
what your grandma used to do. Stitcher.
This was the worst tagline for anything I've heard.
Stitching.
Stitching.
It's
Uh,
like sewing.
But yeah.
Yes, it's got nothing to do with stitching, by the way. It's all got to do with podcasts.
Yep. And yeah, of course, we wouldn't be at this stage if it wasn't for our few or 209 of our listeners that
Woo!
we've had. As we've always said, even if one individual tunes in every week and listens, we are more than happy. But 209, really incredible. Couldn't be any happier. But obviously, we do want to see that improve, hopefully. And so yeah,
Yeah,
big
because
thank-
we're not content.
yeah.
We want more. We want more.
So yeah,
Send us more.
big thank you
Send
to
us
the
more.
fans and friends. Can we mute him? A big thank you to the fans and friends of the Main Event Podcast on Facebook and other platforms as well. Some of the comments and feedback we received truly is brilliant. And we do appreciate every single one of you for sticking with us, even if the WWE is not your thing. So thank you. As you know, by now we upload our
Send us
content.
more.
Our-
Send us more.
our-
Send us more.
As you know, we upload our content to a variety of outlets. Our website, YouTube, Podomatic. And for those of you with iPhones,
Muting me.
I'm not muting you, because
You
unfortunately I can hear you. Yes, for those of you with iPhones, iPods, any Apple, or anything you got iTunes on, you've been able to download our podcast every week. BlackBerry users on your BlackBerry store, I think it's called, you can download our podcast. We're on Stitcher now. Listen to us on the go. And as I said, hopefully we are trying to upload our content on Mixcloud as well. If we do have any more information, we will let you know. Again, we're extremely proud of this and surprised. So once more, thank you for the support. And as always, we want to hear from you in any way and every way possible. Like us on Facebook at The Main Event Podcast, on Twitter at TME Podcast, send us an email at tmepodcast@gmail.com. And of course, please visit our website, www.tme-podcast.com,
Podcast with a P.
for all our latest content and information. We hope you do get in touch with us. We love to read all the comments.
Every single one is read by yours truly.
Yep.
One really quick point, Reza, I wanted to say as well, we're now available on Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS3, PS4, and all other smart devices. So your smart TV, Samsung Smart TV, or any other brand of smart TV, we're right there. On iPads, you can download us through the Stitcher app, exclusively through the Stitcher app, I must add. Sometimes as well, you can find us on the underside of ring pulls of Fanta cans, on Coke cans, on Pepsi cans. You'll find a little code and you type that into your internet, type it straight into the internet, and you'll find us.
Yes. Yes.
What do you drink at night? How can you be this lively? 1 a.m.
Yes.
Word. Anyway, yeah, apart from all that, as we've already said, we do hope you stick with us as we continue our journey to become a top or even a recognisable WWE podcast. Without your help, we won't be able to achieve that. As always, we have some good stuff lined up for you today, just like every week. We have the reviews, the news, and of course some discussions on certain topics. Last week we reviewed the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. We looked at the top
What
five.
a chamber.
Oh, it's incredibly bad. Top 5 Dream Money matches of all time. Just listen to episode 15 on iTunes or YouTube or anywhere if you missed anything and you want to listen to it. This week we've got two interesting topics to discuss. The first one will be whether we believe CM Punk will ever return to the WWE.
Good.
Sure, Arif is up for this one.
I have my notes ready. My 17 pages of notes.
As not little essay. As well as this, we will be discussing something a little different. This is something is discussed worldwide. Everyone has an opinion on it, but why do fans hate John Cena?
He's a villain.
That's Imran's opinion. But yeah, stay tuned for that a little later on. But here to bring you the greatest review of the worst wrestling show the WWE bring to you every single week, unfortunately, is Imran with his weekly review. See if it's worse than that. Weekly review of SmackDown. Take it away, man.
Yeah, Total Divas isn't that bad, but SmackDown...
We discussed it last week. Total Divas is terrible.
But SmackDown opens, and do you know where it's recording from, guys?
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, that was a perfect opportunity for Mike Tenay to return. From Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
It wasn't a perfect opportunity.
TNA, let me go.
No, it's SmackDown.
And Hulk Hogan.
SmackDown's better than TNA. And it's the moment I've been waiting for. Batista opens up SmackDown. Boo. And he gets a massive boo from the audience. He gets into the ring and he says that he loves this business, that he loves the WWE. He also says that he came back because he wanted to, not because he wanted to be liked or please the fans. He says he came back to be the WWE World Heavyweight Champion and that the fans don't have to support him, but we have to deal with it. He asked what happened to the attitude in WWE. He makes fun of the fans, saying that they chant for 155-pound guys that get over Batista. He then takes off his vest and says that everything about him screams WWE World Heavyweight Champion. He says that the fans need to snap out of their fantasy world and that he will destroy every single one of their heroes all the way to WrestleMania. But out comes Dolph Ziggler.
He's here to show the world. That's
Yep.
all I've got for him. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Anticlimactic.
And Dolph Ziggler calls Batista a dinosaur, ready to be extinct. He challenges Batista to a match for later on tonight. Batista laughs and then he accepts the challenge, and out of nowhere, Dolph Ziggler drops a kick, a drop kick, right in Batista's face, and I liked it. I really like that. Next, we got a match with the Real Americans where they beat Big E and Mark Henry, but it's how the match finished which was important because Cesaro forced himself a tag to be tagged in, and he broke up the patriotic lock in the process, and he hit a huge neutralizer on Mark Henry for the win. Teasing something there, guys?
Maybe. Probably.
Yeah. More on that later, I'm guessing.
Yep.
But backstage, and Alberto Del Rio is given the night off by Vicky Guerrero's until Sheamus walks up. He makes a few cheap jokes, as he usually does. He doesn't come across that well, and I really don't like him.
He never does.
Yep. And Vicky Guerrero makes a match between Alberto Del Rio versus Sheamus, and it's next. And it was awful.
At least it's not Christian versus Sheamus, because we haven't seen that enough.
But that's the thing. The match ends by DQ.
Why do I
Christian,
speak?
who's on
Why?
commentary, attacks Sheamus. And we got the whole Christian versus Sheamus thing.
Oh, why?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
But it's not all lost, because next we got what I thought was a debut by Alexandra
Oh, Rusev Crush.
Yes, and no, it wasn't a debut. Not really. He just stood on the stage with Lana, who looks okay, and he says
Was that
something
necessary?
Russian.
Rusev Crush. Rusev Crush. That's Lana and
Yes.
Rusev on our show.
Yes. Then we got the Shield, who are backstage, still arguing about Dean Ambrose being lost, and that tonight they will finally regroup. And it was Seth Rollins who did all the talking. Then we got the match where Batista finally beat Dolph Ziggler. We were all expecting that, but it was an entertaining match nevertheless. Then, guys, we got the Wyatt family coming out, and they are in the ring. Bray Wyatt says that everything is a lie, and he talks about the man who plays all for us. He says that he will slay the mighty dragon, and that dragon is John Cena. But then, wait, the Wyatt family are interrupted by the Shield, and we get another standoff between the two teams. It's an epic feeling on Smackdown. Smackdown hasn't had an epic feeling like this in a long time. It takes Smackdown to a whole new level. But then the COO of WWE, Triple H, comes out and announces a 6-man match between the two teams on this Monday's Raw.
Oh, letting SmackDown down.
Yes. But we got to see Ambrose and Rollins take out Rowan and Harper by jumping through the ropes and then enter with the 3 men standing side by side as they face the lone Wyatt, Bray Wyatt. It was cool. It was nice to see the Shield standing side by side. But Bray Wyatt finally backs down. Then I got what I call my T match, and it's a Divas match. I think it was for the title or something.
Oh, so how was your tea?
Oh, it was very nice.
Was it good?
I made it quite quick, which was good because the match didn't last that long.
That was good. It's always good.
Yes, yes. Oh, and AJ Lee predictably didn't lose, yeah. Then we got a backstage interview with Renee Young and the Usos where they announced a 3rd mirror because Daniel Bryan is now part of the Usos for later on tonight.
Well, technically it'd be a 2nd mirror because they only need the 1 mirror to make 2 people.
Sorry, that was my
Just saying.
Sorry. Yep. But when they say Us, we say
No!
yes.
Oh.
Yes. Us.
No!
Yes. Us.
I can't follow this.
And then finally we get to the main event, which saw the 3 members of the Usos, or the Us, yes, take on the New Age Outlaws and Kane. But it ends with Daniel Bryan hitting a big drop kick on Billy Gunn. Kane goes for a double choke slam on the Usos, who super kick him. They take out Road Dogg and Kane. Back in the ring, Gunn goes for the big famouser, who tries covering...
Who that Dolph Ziggler made famous.
Yes, he did, actually.
Famous.
Yes. But then Bryan reverses a suplex and hits a big boot and a running knee for the win. And guys, that was SmackDown.
I was just quiet because I was forced to sit through. To be fair, I'd rather sit through your review every week than watch it.
Actually, this was very watchable. Actually, I think I might have made SmackDown sound bad myself.
I think it was the T match that put me off.
Yeah.
I think you should do a review of T every week instead of doing a review of the match.
No.
Forget the Divas.
Please.
No more Divas.
No more Divas?
No more Divas. Just do a review of T. How was your T for that week? That's what we'll do from next week. From next week, live on the Main Event Podcast, T reviews with Imran.
Yeah, okay, from the T match, we make it a review of the T show.
Yep.
Okay, that's
Sounds
fine.
good to us.
That's fine, yes. But anyway, I would give this SmackDown a 3 T's out of 5.
3 T's. Not bad.
Yes.
I guess it's only fair right now to move on to the greatest show on earth.
If
Yep.
you must.
Should we?
Super Bowl?
move on to... No, not the Super Bowl. Although I wish I watched the Super Bowl on repeat 7 times instead of watching Raw, which was live from... You know, guys, I'm not really sure where it was live from. It's not like this was labeled all over the news feeds and all over the internet and all over Twitter even. Hashtag Raw Chicago crowd. Nothing like that. I mean, does anyone know where it was from this week? Was it Milwaukee again?
I think if I'm gonna go with Chicago.
Chicago, Imran?
I think because it sounds like a nice city.
Yeah. Only problem with Chicago is it's a certain someone's hometown.
Shawn Michaels isn't from Chicago. Anyway, let's carry on. Chicago, Illinois, WWE Raw, live. The pre-show is terrible, as per usual, but at least the expert analyst Alex Riley is on the panel, along with King Booker, The Godfather, and Josh Matthews. Oh, wait, it's not The Godfather. But he shouted, "Ho!" Oh, God, please keep the jokes coming, Arif. I will. CM Punk chants ring through the arena. It's almost like we're in his hometown or something, I wrote down before I realized that we are in his hometown. Raw kicks off with Michael Cole welcoming us to the show. Oh, my God. Guys, CM Punk's music hits. The crowd goes nuts. Suck it, Reza. I told you this day would come. Oh. No, it's Paul Heyman.
One thing, usually when we are on the main event podcast, I mention Jericho's name, Fandango's name. You break out into song. The one time I would like for you to break out into song, you don't do it.
Yes, do it.
Just do it.
Look in my eyes. What do you see? It's Paul Heyman walking down to the ring.
Better
Not
than
CM Punk. It's Paul E. I'm crying right now. How would you do this to me?
Continue.
Huge boos. Huge boos. And I mean huge boos for Heyman, who comes down to the ring and says Punk deserves louder than that, causing the crowd to go crazy again. Heyman says he'll here to tell the story of a Paul Heyman guy called CM Punk, and this is his pipe bomb. He goes on to say that Punk is not here tonight, and it's all the crowd's fault. So a huge switch of allegiance by this crowd. Make up your mind, Chicago. Brock Lesnar comes out, and we realize that it's actually just a promo about the Lesnar-Undertaker match at WrestleMania. Great! So that's the best way to appease this rowdy bunch of people. Lesnar does a great impression of Heyman, saying Lesnar's name by shouting, "Brock Lesnar," in a very Matt Damon Team America way. He says he will end the streak and begins to leave as Mark Henry interrupts him. So throughout this segment, don't forget there were CM Punk chants being shouted throughout the arena. So yeah, that happened throughout the night as well. They brawl before Brock's F5 hits Mark Henry through the announcer's table, but not before throwing a monitor at a fan first, causing the fans to chant CM Punk. Guess that distraction didn't work, WWE. Maybe you should try something else. And something else they do try, with the Usos facing the New Age Outlaws for the tag team titles. Road Dogg says that Chicago isn't worthy of hearing their catchphrase, and surely this is just to garner some heat, as the Usos ended up getting booed for cutting off Road Dogg last time. Anyway, the Usos win with a Superfly splash for the tag team titles. And more CM Punk chants. So again, no distraction is big enough so far, WWE. Let's see what you can do later. Big E versus Cesaro is up next. Cesaro swing set up for Big E and Swagger Bomb. Yep, that's right. In a match not unlike last week, Jack Swagger interrupts and attacks the Intercontinental Champion. After the match, Cesaro gets laid out by Big E with a big ending. And it's rematch number 2 from Elimination Chamber as the Shield face the Wyatts. Chicago, we're here. Just as we think Ambrose is the de facto in the Shield. Seth Rollins walks away from the corner and up the ramp to stand at the top. He's the mechanic, Mago! He's the architect of the Shield, Mago! Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose go to war but get outgunned by the Wyatts as Bray hits Sister Abigail on Ambrose for the win. Have the WWE just left all big decisions from the chamber to get placed on this Raw, purely to soften the gap left by Punk's walkout? Surely not. Renee Young backstage with Batista. Batista says, the yes movement is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I can't believe what's being passed. Sorry. Yeah, I agree with him. I can't believe what's being passed as a WWE superstar either, because you look how terrible Dave Batista is. Deal with it. And I have to, because I review Raw. Summer Rae and Fandango get beaten by Santino Marella and the special needs lady Emma. It's so nice of WWE to do this and invite her to Raw every week. Sheamus versus Christian is up next, and a rematch from last week, and a build-up match between the two at WrestleMania. Please say it will at least be a street fight or something, because honestly, they just don't get any reaction from the crowd who continue to chant for CM Punk.
Christian should retire. If
Christian should just leave.
Yeah.
I don't even need a retirement. Just leave. Just that's it. Oh, great. Oh, you got beaten by Sheamus with a brogue kick. Backstage a short while later, and Sheamus gets interviewed by Renee Young before being attacked by Christian, who unfortunately didn't retire.
Can't Sheamus retire as well?
Can we just have just CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan
a lot
all the time?
It's a big ask.
They do it at every single indie show.
I'll see what I can do for you.
Thank you. I appreciate
Do you watch it?
The Bella Twins. The Bella Twins versus Oksana and Alicia Fox in a battle of the Godfather's followers. The Bella Twins win, and we all lose. Daniel Bryan makes his way out the ring to a huge pop. And do you know what? It's great seeing the yes chants in Chicago. But guys, it all seems a little bit too fake for my liking. Now, don't get me wrong. I love Daniel Bryan as a wrestler. But him going after Triple H seems a little bit boring right now. And I'm sure we'd all much rather him in the main event title picture.
Yes.
Hopefully they'll rectify this soon. Yeah?
Yes, but
No, the WWE.
I hope they do, but they won't.
It just seems so fake that he's like, oh, everyone cheer because we want Triple H in a match at WrestleMania, when people don't want him in a match. He deserves so much more than just Triple H at WrestleMania. But anyway, like I said, hopefully they'll rectify it soon, right? Yeah. Fans chant for Punk as Bryan says he won't be leaving the ring until one of two things happen. Either Triple H comes down to the ring or Batista faces him. So huge boos again for this. The game and Mrs. Game interrupt, however, and enter the arena to a chorus of boos and CM Punk chants. Now the crowd boos heavily every time Stephanie and Hunter get on the mic, and so heavily, in fact, that it seems to put them off the game a little bit, especially Triple H. He seemed a bit put off his game. Game? Get it? Game? Game? He's the game, and he knows how to play it. I am the game, and I'm to play it, you know. Bow down to the king. Triple H tells Bryan to get out of the ring, because it rhymes with king, but Daniel Bryan is defiant, and eventually Kane comes out and tries to put the pain on Bryan in a brawl with the GOAT before the security pulled them apart. Fan chants for Bryan all over the arena as the commercials occur. Alberto Del Rio in the ring in Jobber City, because he gets no entrance, and we even get to see that because we get to watch the pre-show panel talk, and they have a camera straight towards the ring, and we just hear his music come out of nowhere, and then we get a car engine noise. Wow, here he is, the Raw guest host. Dolph Ziggler and Jesse from Breaking Bad come out to the ring. Jesse joins commentary, and he introduces himself as Aaron Paul, which is really weird. I don't know why he does that. Anyway, Jesse causes the distraction on Del Rio, allowing Dolph Ziggler to pick up the win, and Ziggler and Jesse celebrate in the ring together. So that's exactly what we want from a guest host. Just like Betty White, one segment, and that's it. Now we get Big E facing Jack Swagger. Big E on double duty again, as Cesaro interrupts before the match can begin and hits a neutralizer on the champion. Cesaro Swagger square up in the ring before Cesaro drops Swagger into the swing. But Zeb Coulter stops it from happening and orders the real Americans to hug it out, not unlike Dr. Shelby, Daniel Bryan, and Kane. They do, albeit reluctantly, before chanting, "We the people!" Now, John Cena comes out, and wow, Chicago hates Cena. Cena sucks up to the fans, but gets boos in return. He talks about the Raw hijacking, and gets boos in return. He says that everyone wants change, and gets boos in return.
He's a villain.
He is, yeah, well, at the moment he seems to be, and I still don't understand why, and says that any superstar who deems themselves the future of the WWE must go through him, and gets boos in return. Suddenly, the lights go out. Yeah! The Wyatt family are on the Titantron. Bray cuts a promo comparing Cena to a championship horse that's starting to break down. Bray asks Cena how long he thinks he can fend them off, and that Mercy is calling his name. Bray is the Reaper that is going to put John Cena down. Follow the buzzards, John. Batista is heading out to the main event, and we finally get to it because this Raw has been terrible without CM Punk, as the crowd don't let us forget. He gets stopped by Randy Orton, who wishes Dave luck, because that's what we want in the main event of WrestleMania 30, 2 heels. We get a quick promo from Alexander Rusev and his mistress Lana. Rusev Crush.
Is it really his mistress?
I don't know who it is. I genuinely thought it was Emma again. I thought she'd just been let out again. But it's Lana, apparently. Daniel Bryan versus Batista, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Randy Orton comes out to sit at ringside, and Batista gets chanted at many times during this match, and it's definitely extremely hostile. I think the word overrated was used predominantly.
Yep.
Out comes Kane, Triple H, and Stephanie before Orton takes out Bryan. Orton tries for an RKO on Batista, but gets attacked by Daniel Bryan, who hits the knee that hit John Cena and knocked him out for the win at SummerSlam, official name. Bryan knocks Kane off the apron into Triple H as the fans chant for Punk to save the GOAT from this 4-on-1 assault. But then Batista hits the Batista bomb on Daniel Bryan as Triple H follows up with a pedigree. Mockings of the yes chant, but sadly no Chicago-made Punk to save the show. Raw ends with Triple H's music. That is the end of Raw.
I'm guessing you were disappointed.
I was extremely disappointed.
A lot of
especially with the way they swerved us at the start of Raw.
I think, I don't know, would you not say there's a little bit of hope?
Nope, no hope.
That they've actually addressed CM Punk now.
No hope. He's still a contracted superstar, so them playing their music and them having Paul Heyman come out just to acknowledge the chants has made no difference at all.
I give credit to Paul Heyman for actually being the one to step up in front of that Chicago crowd.
Well, the thing is with that, you can actually hear from his voice that, you know, he genuinely loves CM Punk. So if there was going to be anyone, I'm glad it was him.
I'm happy to actually mention CM Punk for once.
Yes.
Commentators.
Yes, exactly. Like, I tell you the truth, I wasn't happy with the fact that, like, CM Punk didn't come out and they tricked us. They fooled me. They fooled the world. But I'm glad it happened nevertheless.
Harris just sat there wiping his tears. It's alright.
It was the best out of a bad situation.
Yes.
Let's put it that way.
What would you give this rating? This show?
Maybe 3 out of 5 again. I think it just deserves a very average rating.
Okay. If you watch Raw, please let us know what you thought of it. Did you enjoy it? I'm guessing the majority of us fell for the fact that CM Punk was there. I believed it, I'm not going to lie.
Even the great Rosa believed it.
Yeah.
What does that say?
We're all fools. That's pretty much it.
Yep.
But with that, we shall move to the news. Yep.
Moving on to the news.
If you've ordered the Best of Raw and SmackDown DVD set in the UK...
You're an idiot.
Me? I've not ordered it.
Oh no, if you have.
If you have.
I've ordered it.
Terrible business decision.
You're
it's
an
not
idiot.
best for business at all.
You're an idiot. Plus, you won't be receiving an autographed CM Punk trading card, which they promised.
Why?
Those that have pre-ordered it, they've been informed that the Punk card will be replaced by a signed Daniel Bryan trading card.
Oh, I don't want one of them.
I have no idea why I even mentioned this. It's just one of the slow news days, isn't it?
That's the opening story, so you know the rest of the news must be good.
No, just bear with me. I didn't sort the order out. I'm just tired. At this time, RF's future favorite superstar Alexander Rusev is not scheduled to make his in-ring debut on the main roster until after WrestleMania 30.
Then the Rusev crush.
That's so stupid.
We did see him work the Royal Rumble match. I'm liking how they're keeping him on TV in a way.
Yep. Makes him relevant,
yep.
But then don't put him in the feud right now, because what's the point?
Exactly. The way he's going towards WrestleMania, I think is probably the best decision. Best.
Yep.
But yeah, his official singles debut is being held off until after that pay-per-view. Could be the next night. Could be a month later. We'll never know.
Probably be the next night. I mean, look at people like Brock Lesnar who debut on the next night of Raw. It just makes more sense because the night after is
do you think Rusev could do something big?
Oh, definitely.
Such
do you
as
really?
Yeah.
I can see it. Nobody gets continuous promos every week.
He's the next. I'd probably say he's the next Ryback sort of figure when Ryback was good.
I'd say he can beat Ryback's potential. Ryback just couldn't talk to save his life.
But Rusev crush.
Yeah, Rusev cannot talk.
A Rusev crush is a lot more interesting than Ryback anytime in the ring, on the microphone.
Yeah, have you heard Lana? Have you heard Lana talk?
At least he's got somebody who can do something. Ryback's okay, it's Axel.
No, he had Paul Heyman.
He blew it, pretty much. He's just bad. Anyway, over the last few weeks, there's been a lot of talk about Rey Mysterio's future with the WWE. Right now, not right this minute, but over the course of a few weeks, the feeling is that the top spot in the company is no longer available to Mysterio. He's only got 3 months left on his current deal, and he could be preparing to finish up his WWE run. With that being said, people are speculating that he might join the new AAA TV show later this year. Conan is a big part of that project. I have no idea if I pronounced his name right. Conan is a big part of that project. He's good friends.
Part of the Filthy Animals with Billy Kidman, Rey Mysterio. Oh my days, you don't know Conan from the WCW days.
There were some other guys who I remember you used to buzz off, but I forgot his name. Some Italian dude. We'll keep that for another day.
Yes, we will. I will bring it up the next time. I remember exactly who you mean.
I'm guessing it's Jay.
Johnny the Bull Stamboli.
Definitely. That's the one. It's like more than 10 years ago.
Yep.
But
hey. Come on. Hey.
But yeah, Conan
Johnny
and
Bull
Rey Mysterio,
hey.
very good friends. So you can't rule out that Mysterio will help his friend out.
And he sang at his Conan's daughter's birthday party recently.
Oh God, not this.
Happy birthday, Conan's daughter. I'm Mysterio, friend of your father. Happy birthday. That's all he knew about.
I think you're probably the only person I will ever meet in my life who can make Rey Mysterio sound scary. Really scary.
Well, no, Rey Mysterio made Rey Mysterio sound scary. I just tried to copy it.
My word. Anyway, Jake the Snake Roberts, he is being inducted into the Hall of Fame this year, and I think DDP has been confirmed as the one who will induct Jake the Snake. Paul Heyman, not Paul Heyman.
Self-high boss.
Paul Bearer, sorry.
Yeah.
Being inducted as well. Do you think The Undertaker is a certainty to induct him?
Oh, yeah. It's got to be done. No, it has to be. Either The Undertaker or Kane.
That was brilliant.
Or Foley. All three. He deserves all three. He deserves a lot more. He was one of the best managers of all time, and I loved the little shout out to him on Raw in a sense.
Yeah. A lot of people have been saying online, when there were rumours that Paul Bearer is going to be inducted. Of course, yesterday it was official. People are saying they don't want Undertaker to do the whole speech thing. In a way, it's good if he does, acknowledges him, but they want him to do it in character, such as doing his entrance, which probably a bit unusual
Yeah.
at ceremony, tipping his hat on his knee, paying his tribute and leaving, and then somebody else comes and gives a speech.
But he did that on Raw. So, well, Raw last year, but...
Yeah.
I
I think
it's,
that would be the best way to use The Undertaker in the Paul Bearer speech, though. I think it really would.
Yeah.
I think it'd be respectful, and I think it keeps The Undertaker in character as well.
Exactly. You don't want him in a suit and everything the night before he's defending his streak.
I mean,
In
let
character.
us not forget what CM Punk, our favourite superstar in the whole wide world, did when Paul Bearer sadly passed away last year. He didn't really play that off very well.
But we'll do, at the minute, it's not clear who's going to be inducted in as...
Undertaker!
I don't know if I should be smiling when you say that. It's an awkward situation to be in. Moving on.
Paul Bearer was a legend.
Agreed. CM Punk attended the UFC 170 event in Las Vegas. Those who spoke to him said he was non-committal about his WWE status. They're saying he treated the subject like it was in the past. Again, as you can see, I've not ordered this very well. So CM Punk probably can still pop up a little later.
Yep, hopefully.
Yep. WWE are reportedly considering the possibility of adding a third person to the WWE World Heavyweight title match at WrestleMania 30.
Oh,
CM
thank
Punk?
God.
Pardon?
CM Punk?
Possibly.
Who knows? If he appeared last night, that probably would have been the most likely situation. But because he never, the door still remains open.
Did you not listen to my Raw review? He was there at this... No, sorry, no, wait, that was Paul Heyman, sorry.
Yeah. Online, there are a lot of reports suggesting that the internal lineup right now is Batista versus Orton versus question mark.
Ah, that superstar.
That helps a lot, doesn't it? There's going to be a third.
Oh,
if
question.
it's-
Mark. Mark
Mark,
Henry.
Mark Calloway is the Undertaker.
Well, he's already got a match.
Double duty at 50 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Double duty.
What, The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar, then, like,
He's the
Batista
toughest man.
versus Orton versus Mark Calloway.
I would be more than happy to see that rather than Orton Batista one-on-one.
How can there be two Undertakers?
Yes, there can be, but there's been a lot of talk adding a stipulation to the Triple H versus Daniel Bryan match as well, where if Bryan wins, he'll pull off double duty and be added to the WrestleMania 30 main event. Obviously, this is only rumoured, but every week things change. Other matches are being discussed, but aren't yet decided, apart from the, which is a John Cena Bray Wyatt, which looks to be solid. Otherwise, their back and forth feud is pointless. WWE US and Intercontinental title unification match is on the cards. Big E taking on Dean Ambrose, meaning the remainder of the Shield, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, tag team action against Luke Harper and Eric Rowan.
Now, that doesn't really seem that likely after what happened on Raw this week. To be
Exactly.
fair, I would rather see, and I think I would rather specify and predict that it would be Jack Swagger versus Cesaro versus Big E, and the Shield internal triple threat as well. I think they'll have two triple threat matches for the two mid-card titles.
But what if the main's a triple threat as well?
Then it's three triple threats.
I
Triple
think
threes.
that's going to be something they try to avoid. But obviously, when more information is released, we will tell you. I'm looking forward to this one, Sheamus versus Christian. Not seen that before. WrestleMania.
Yeah, God, wow.
Goldust versus Cody Rhodes, or Cesaro.
The streak versus the streak.
Or Cesaro versus Jack Swagger. At the minute, the latter looks more likely.
Where are Cody Rhodes and Goldust? They weren't on Raw.
I have no idea. Ever since they lost the titles, they've just gone a bit... You'd think you'd want...
Actually, there were a lot of superstars missing from that Raw. Rey Mysterio, he wasn't
Let
on.
us not forget Damien Sandow, everyone's favourite heel.
Oh God,
Kofi Kingston, The Miz.
Nobody cares about Kofi or The Miz. But obviously, I'm sure you all share my sorrow for Sandow not being on our screens once again.
Nobody cares.
Yep,
Well, just put it out there, why don't you?
blunt is best.
Oh, yes. So at the minute, Goldust versus Rhodes is not looking as likely as Swagger versus Cesaro. I'd like to see that.
One of the only matches I was genuinely excited to see.
It's probably not happening. A WWE Divas match, which is touted as possibly a Rumble-style, Battle Royal-style match.
Why?
Imran needs his tea break, doesn't he?
Fair enough.
And WrestleMania's a long night as well, so a rugby
Yeah, so
match
it'll be
probably.
more of a toilet break than tea
Oh,
break.
okay. And a match between two NXT wrestlers as well, which
Oh, yes.
pretty good. I like the sound of that. As long as it's not Bo Dallas, I like the sound of that.
It's gonna be Alexander Rusev.
Do you think?
Yes.
See, I would rather see Sami Zayn versus
Yes.
the NXT champion.
And Adrian Neville, that'll be brilliant.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
For the
Thank you for
title?
the save, because I had no idea who it was.
For the title, Imran?
Yes. Also, guys, I just want to put it out there. I think we missed some huge news. I'm your local NXT reporter, and NXT held its first pay-per-view.
Ah, yes.
NXT Arrival, yeah.
We can discuss that next week, if
Okay.
we remember.
We can just, yep, in 3 weeks, get ready for NXT Revival.
Which took place last week.
Yep.
Well,
Get
I mean,
ready, everyone.
If you
in 7 short weeks, NXT Arrival will be right here in your ears.
Imran, if you really want to discuss NXT Arrival, I have no objection to listening to it. I've heard it was a very, very good show.
Yep,
Yes.
and in 12 short weeks, we will go through the entire thing.
If you're feeling up for it after the news, then if Arif doesn't mind,
Yep, I'll just pop outside for a short while and cry.
Yep.
Doo-Doo Superstar Dolph Ziggler, he posted something on Twitter calling out
Did he post that he's here to show the world? He's here to show the world. Come on, bring it on.
No.
Things are exactly what they seem.
He called out the WWE editing staff because they cut out the "We Want Ziggler" chants off Smackdown for his
I
match.
came out a perfect 10.
His match against Batista. His tweet read, "Kudos to WWE for editing out the We Want Ziggler chants face to face with Dave. I will never forget that Milwaukee.
Kudos.
It only would have helped the show and made the match that much better." I don't know why they edit SmackDown a lot, but why would you edit out the chants when it's a really good reaction you're getting, which is not CM Punk?
Exactly.
It just makes no sense. Talking of Batista, his heel turn was set to originally take place on last week's Raw. It obviously happened the next night on SmackDown, but the original segment ended up being scaled way back. The heel turn, as I said, was saved for SmackDown. Orton was supposed to interrupt Batista on Raw, as he did, and then cost Batista his match against Del Rio. He was supposed to talk about how fans like Orton, they prefer Orton much more than they do Batista. That would have been Batista's breaking point. He would have gone off on the WWE Universe, and Orton would have been credited with, I quote, unleashing the beast.
But nobody likes Orton either.
Exactly.
This makes no sense.
But on SmackDown, the WWE thought of having Batista slowly turn heel in segments over the course of the next few weeks, but due to the reaction the fans were giving, well done fans, they decided to go ahead with the heel turn on SmackDown.
See? And people say the WWE Universe has no power.
Agreed. It just doesn't help when your main champion's a heel and the contender's a heel and nobody else.
It doesn't help when corporate doesn't listen to the fans who end up paying for these tickets. And granted, they'll probably still buy the tickets and people will still keep watching wrestling, but still, it's just not a great sign.
But yeah, as you said, people will buy tickets. That money goes in Vince's pocket. Vince McMahon is a billionaire once again.
Yep, he can
Man's
easily just be
personal
the
wealth.
guy. Yep, he just doesn't really care.
$1.2 billion his.
Wow.
Wow. Back to CM Punk, as I promised. A lot of people were thinking CM Punk would turn up on Raw, which was in Chicago. Dave Meltzer was the one who started it all off, saying his source said 100% Punk will be there. But then that prompted Jim Ross, good old JR, to say he believes Punk will be there, and of course Chris Jericho as well. He thought Punk would be there. Maybe he was just getting in on it. I don't know. He just wanted to.
Who said that?
Chris Jericho.
Break the wall down, break
Seen
down
that.
the wall. But you got you want. It's what
Yes.
you want. But do you know that you just I'm the priest?
Following
Bring it to my gut and what up the beat.
Following Monday night's WWE Raw
The
broadcast
range,
in the
the range, the beat.
All-State Arena in
Up in the
Chicago.
arena and break the walls down.
Nobody asked for an encore, please. Nobody.
Encore.
No.
Break the walls down. Break down the walls.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Following Monday night's WWE Raw broadcast in Chicago, Kane, Triple H and Randy Orton all stood over Daniel Bryan in the ring. What we didn't see was the Big Show then came out and tried to fight them off. John Cena, Super Cena, then ran in and evened the sides. Orton wound up standing alone with the Big Show, John Cena and Bryan. They'll hit the finishes on the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and then they all led the crowd in a big yes chant with Daniel Bryan's music. According to some recent sources, Zack Ryder is trying to bulk up and gain weight. He hopes to be close to 225 pounds by WrestleMania 30.
To do what?
I have no idea. Maybe he thinks bulking up will make him relevant.
I'll tell you what makes you relevant, Zack Ryder. Nothing.
That helps. That's good advice.
Woo-woo.
This is something I discussed with Arif a little earlier. Apparently on Raw, the commentary team were mocking JR.
Oh my God, Michael.
Yeah, JR did
Jim
react.
Ross, Michael.
JR did react to the announcers mocking him on Raw. Clearly these lines obviously fed directly from Vince. JR did tweet on that. Don't take your
Well,
pen.
not only you need to do, you mock JR. He's fired.
JR tweeted,
Residential impressionist over here.
don't take your venom out on JC Learfield, Michael Cole or Jerry Lawler. They're just doing their job, following orders. I honestly wish I could tell you what they were saying, but quite frankly I missed anything, if anything was said.
And so did I, surprisingly.
Oh
I
well.
have no
Me
idea.
too.
Did you miss it as well? I thought you would have picked up on it.
No?
Oh, everyone missed it. So it never happened.
It never happened.
Yesterday, massive trend on YouTube, Twitter. Hashtag hijack Raw. All over social media. Fans they were protesting to follow certain orders to hijack the show. Things like turning your back on the Authority and Batista promos.
And that worked, didn't it? Yeah.
Shouting, we want Ziggler the entire night. Chanting, let's go Wyatt's, which would hopefully put him in a better position to defeat Cena at this year's WrestleMania. But the WWE did try and counter this trend or this protest. They tried the best with no CM Punk. The first way they did this was that AJ Lee was backstage at Raw, didn't appear on television, and the WWE were well aware that this Chicago crowd, they're very clever. They didn't want, because AJ Lee's dating CM Punk in real life, the company was aware of the reaction she could potentially receive.
Yep.
Kept her off.
Clever.
Security was on high alert as well last night on Raw. The hijack Raw didn't affect much of the broadcast, but arena staff were checking people for any weapons when they entered the building.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So, yeah, weapons.
How,
Someone just...
kendo sticks.
Someone just sneaks in a rocket launcher.
Oh, I would say kendo sticks because that's CM Punk's favourite weapon.
Do they have to use Punk's as a weapon?
The Chicago Raw, I would have thought they'd use kendo sticks. Kendo sticks, kendo sticks, kendo sticks.
Let's not generalize Chicago people.
They could drink.
Yes.
But yeah, there are currently no reports of anyone being forced to leave for weapons or any offensive signs as there have been in the past few weeks.
You want Punk?
I seen last night the booking of the show was done with awareness of the vocal crowd because they weren't going to get CM Punk. Paul Heyman's pipe bomb, the Usos tag team title win, Dolph Ziggler finally appearing and winning, and Daniel Bryan finally standing up to the Authority and getting physical with Triple H. This was WWE's way of playing up to the Chicago crowd to help the fact that Punk wasn't going to be there. But it kind of didn't help because they were still chanting CM Punk all night.
Well, it's a Chicago crowd. Chicago is always very loud, very vocal.
But there was something interesting on Paul Heyman.
Oh, it's Bizarro Land!
There's something interesting with Paul Heyman when he dropped his pipe bomb. Apparently he went off script as well during his promo to open Raw last night. He didn't. People say he didn't go in as if it was business for himself, but he did obviously ad-lib some stuff. I'm sure he's really good with that anyway.
Yeah.
It's probably nothing new for him, but he did switch up some of the stuff that was originally planned. He missed things, but he didn't really, go too far overboard. He hit the basic points that were expected. Really good promo, and you probably expect nothing less.
Yep.
The Undertaker was advertised for Raw last night, and he didn't appear. Apparently that was a last-minute change for a script. He was just supposed to stare down with Lesnar. Maybe that's why Mark Henry was there. Who knows? But yeah, they told him not to come to Raw because they won't
Maybe
need
the F5 through the table was there just to get the attention off CM Punk.
Maybe. AJ Lee, she's passed former WWE Diva Eve Torres on the list of total combined days as WWE Divas champion. Torres held the title for a combined 260 days across 3 separate title reigns. Lee. Who calls her Lee? Honestly, who calls her Lee?
You just called her Lee.
I called her Lee. AJ has held the title for 261 days.
AJ Styles.
So if AJ Lee doesn't drop the belt tonight on SmackDown, I think it's tonight, that means she'll pass Marisa's combined reign of 265 days, which is across 2 separate title reigns. So
Have you checked the spoilers?
Has it happened yet?
Get ready for
Yes, it
Smackdown
has.
next week.
Oh, yeah, so that could be interesting. But yeah, congratulations to AJ regardless. Good reign. But yeah, the last story, and as I promised, I is CM Punk again.
Oh, thank God.
CM
Otherwise, I
Punk.
thought I'd have to hijack the show.
Oh yeah, because you've not been doing that, have you?
Not at all.
Yeah, so CM Punk, even though his music was here, he wasn't backstage at all last night. Obviously, he wasn't in the script. But a member of WWE's creative team says nobody was told anything last CM Punk, but many expect him to be at least backstage, and a surprise return was possible.
But we finally got to establish this is not a work.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yes.
But yeah,
Well,
numerous.
Maybe it's the best work ever made. Check out the Theory of the Week later on.
Yeah, it's all possible in Irish world. Numerous WWE employees didn't know for sure that Punk would be on the show until late Monday evening, and even then, people were still skeptical that he would just come up in his car and walk into the arena, do his thing, and leave. But that didn't happen.
Dave Meltzer's source lied to him, or maybe he got lied to himself.
Yep. The reason last time WWE Raw broadcast opened the way it did is because the company felt if they didn't address the CM Punk situation right out of the gate, the chance would have become worse as the show went on. The feeling is if they addressed the situation at the start of the show and then continued on with big angles, the crowd would settle down. But yeah, there were scattered CM Punk chants throughout the entire broadcast, as we know, if you tuned into Raw.
Throughout the arena, throughout the night.
And that is the news for this week. I apologise for it being so bad. Probably the best way to put it. But yeah,
It wasn't so bad. You ended on CM Punk and...
started on CM Punk. I mentioned CM Punk at least 6 times. I feel on CM Punk.
Yes, and we're going to continue with CM Punk, guys.
But,
is it to return or not to return?
I think I like CM Punk. You like CM Punk. I'm sure ever since he dropped that infamous...
I like CM Punk.
Well, I was getting to it. I was just calm.
It took too long.
I'm getting to you. Imran likes CM Punk. I like CM Punk. Everyone around the world likes CM Punk since the infamous pipe bomb. Okay, I've loved CM Punk. Is that okay?
There it is.
I've loved CM Punk.
Just imagine Damien Sandow had left. Just pretend it's Sandow. Just replace his name.
What did you say?
Imagine it's Sandow that left.
Why would you say that? Honestly.
No, because that way you might have a bit more enthusiasm. Would you like me to take over this section?
I'm just going to get to it. I will go.
Arif, take over it. Take over it.
Wow. Get kicked off the show. This is...
CM Punk. I love CM Punk. Do you?
Yes. Is that not enough?
You might want to carry on, Reza. That's all I had.
No, fair enough. But yeah, everybody around the world loves CM Punk. Probably Arif more so than anyone else. So, I don't know, it's... Arif, you're probably the better person to address what the Punk situation is. I think we know probably isn't to work. If it is, it's probably the biggest of all time.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a work at the moment. It's very, very difficult to gauge, and the way that CM Punk is in general is he's very detached from wrestling anyway. So for him to be in on this work will be ludicrous to think about, but it still could be possible. Now, his contract is reportedly up in July.
Yeah.
Is that yeah? So that's a couple of years after he obviously re-signed after Money in the Bank. Now, the difficult thing to gauge is whether Punk wants to return, because I think the door will always be left open for him from Triple H and from Vince McMahon. Now, Punk has been very vocal in this position in the past, saying that once he's done, he's done. And it seems like right now he is genuinely done, but who really knows? Who genuinely knows? I mean, he doesn't seem to speak to his close friends about it. I think the only person that maybe knows right now is the person that spends the most time with him, AJ Lee. And if she does know, she doesn't seem to be giving anything away as well. So we want him to return. Obviously, we want him to return. But will he ever return? I think that's only up to CM Punk.
What do you think it's all come down to? Obviously, we know he has had his fair share of injuries. He's worked through them. Do you think it does come down to him being injured or him just being frustrated? Combination of both?
I think there's only so much you can... There's only so many times you can kick a dog that comes back to you before the dog thinks, you know what, I'm never going to come back again. And I think that's exactly how CM Punk feels right now. I think he feels like he's he was in a bit of a terrible position to begin with. He was never in the main event title picture for WrestleMania. He was only going to ever face Triple H, and if you believe the rumors, he was going to lose to Triple H on the grandest stage of them all. And
Triple H is famous for burying people anyway, so it's expected.
And he also, I think, believed that Daniel Bryan, if not himself, then Daniel Bryan deserved to be, as we all did, deserved to be in the main event of WrestleMania this year. And so I just think that it's a combination of so many factors that all ultimately point to the fact that Punk is frustrated as anything to be in the WWE right now. And I think the best place for him, obviously not for us, but for him, is away from the ring where he can maybe recharge and maybe see past the idea of being the top guy, which he unfortunately will never be in WWE.
But at the same time, don't you think that obviously there was a lot of frustration, a lot of build-up, this thing's been building up for a long time. Don't you think that time, now that he's had time away from the ring, now that he's had time to let out that frustration, calm down, don't you think that he'll want to return?
I think it's too soon right now. I think just before WrestleMania. I mean, let's not forget he's only been gone 6 weeks. That's not even... People who are injured are gone longer than that. He's not... It's not maybe the right time for him to return anyway. I think if he was to come back, it would be after his current contract ends and he signs again. And that may be next year for the Royal Rumble. It may be at SummerSlam, but I don't think we'll see him until a long time after WrestleMania.
So you don't think he will go anywhere else? Not naming any names?
He won't. I don't think he'll go. I don't think he's... I don't think he's made for UFC because he's more of an actor. I don't think he would be content with being in TNA because no disrespect to TNA, but he is bigger than that company. And I don't think he would conform well to being in any other sort of social media or TV show or anything like that. I think the best place for him is WWE.
Ring of Honor.
Oh, okay. Well, Ring of Honor. Again, I don't think once he's hit the heights that he did hit in the WWE, I don't think he would ever go back to anywhere like that. I think once he's done with WWE, he's done with wrestling.
I don't know because the thing about CM Punk is that even in WWE, he's got that indie look to him. He's always going to be looked at as the indie wrestler. So Ring of Honor, I think that place might just be for him. He's got a lot of friends there. He made his name there. I think that scene suits him well. It's what he's going to enjoy. So if he does decide to get back in the ring, Ring of Honor might just be his first choice.
No, I disagree. I think Punk is the sort of person where he's made some clever business decisions. He's rich enough in the sense that he could retire now and be happy. He's very low maintenance. I don't think wrestling or Ring of Honor appeals to him anymore. I think WWE or bust is Punk's motto, and I don't think we'll see him back for a long time in the WWE. I think we will see him back, but I don't think we'll see him back for a long time.
If we're putting this down to the middle, Imran, you're predicting CM Punk will return to wrestling, but it won't be in the WWE.
I think what Imran's saying is if he doesn't return to the WWE, then he will return in Ring of Honor, whereas I say if he doesn't return in the WWE, then he won't wrestle ever again.
I probably agree with Arif's opinion. Because you're probably the biggest Punk fan here, it's most likely to happen. But yeah, I think
he doesn't talk to him.
I think
I'm not AJ Lee.
I think you better, but you wish you were. But anyway, I think
I wish I was AJ Lee's top
okay.
fan. Sorry, I think it's put out there. I wish I was AJ Lee's top fan because then maybe I could Twitter her on the interweb. But
yeah, with CM Punk, I'm gonna say he will return to WWE. He's bigger than TNA. A lot of people don't.
I don't know. I honestly, I think if he does return, WWE won't be his first choice. He would not be happy with it.
If anyone can get him back, it will be Vince. And I think Vince, one of the greatest men.
He's the only person who can get him back, but CM Punk doesn't want to be back. So overall, I would say he won't return.
I think Punk has a lot of unfinished business in the sense of he still wants to be in the main event at WrestleMania at some point.
And he won't get it.
He can still do it though. He's capable of it still.
He won't get it.
If Vince comes to him and says we want you in the main event of next year's WrestleMania,
they won't give it him.
Well, I mean, you can't. Well, are you officially ruling out this year's, considering triple threat rumors? Or four-way rumors?
If they bring him back for this year's WrestleMania, I mean, we're what, just over a month away now till WrestleMania. Do you really think that they're going to bring him back with 3 weeks to go?
I was also going to say, if he came back yesterday, likely to happen. The fact that he didn't appear last night, the rumours that everyone is suggesting that he will be at this year's WrestleMania main event, you could probably throw them out the window.
Yep. So you know what, guys? I am definitely going to go with not to return.
And Arif?
Yep, I'm going to say return at some point, but no, we won't see nor hear from him until that day.
Do you want to pinpoint exactly around which pay-per-view?
Oh, man, I want to say SummerSlam, but I think more likely it'll be Royal Rumble next year.
Royal Rumble? I was going to go with SummerSlam, so I'll stick with that and stay different.
Okay.
I will say SummerSlam, but we'll see.
Unfortunately, I hope you're right. I really do hope you're right. I think we both do.
I think first and foremost...
His contract expires in summer.
Yeah, but he's allowed to re-sign, isn't he? He still negotiate. If Punk wants to negotiate a new deal.
He was out the door. Don't forget, Money in the Bank. He was out the door.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's one thing, we're all selfish because we want Punk each and every single week, but we know his health isn't obviously at the top. So first and foremost, it would be for him.
Guys, let's not forget, he was one of the biggest WWE superstars back in 2012 and 2013, and he still was up until the day that he quit. He was on the cover of WWE 13, for God's sake.
I think what the turning point was either losing to The Rock or just not capitalising on anything after The Undertaker.
2013 was not his year.
Yeah, as soon as he lost the title to The Rock, and the only thing I would say is about the W2K13 cover and about how popular he was. That was all because of the fans, not because of the guys running WWE.
No, I think at that time as well, though, we had more of an influence from Vince McMahon than we did from Triple H. Now Triple H is in the driver's seat.
Yep.
He's maybe brought back his own people, put his own people in the main event. Obviously, you can tell that right now with Batista and Orton in the main event at WrestleMania 30, and he put Punk in a B+ role, which is where Daniel Bryan is right now.
Unfortunately.
Oh, also, really quickly, you didn't mention this in the news. Reza, Daniel Bryan officially named his move.
Knee plus beat you to it.
Oh,
I didn't want to spoil your moment, because you said
you just did.
it's called the knee that hit John Cena, which won him the WWE Championship. I thought we were sticking with that, so I ignored it. But you're calling me out on our own show.
Knee
I'll
plus.
address that.
Sounds like B plus.
I like it.
It's okay.
But yeah, so let us know what you guys think of the entire CM Punk situation. Will he return? Won't he return? When will he return? Which company will he return to? And all that. So
Let us know on Facebook, Twitter,
anything,
Google Plus.
even the platforms we're not on.
Yep, just let us know.
We'll manage to reply. But Arif, this is even though you've taken over the show, this is your time to...
This is my segment?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I hope I have something. Oh, there it is. Theory of the week, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that Vince McMahon could still pull off the near impossible and bring back CM Punk for WrestleMania. Now, I know this is going against exactly what I've just said, but hear me out. In fact, my theory of the week from a few weeks ago is coming up nicely. Bryan gets his match with Triple H under the condition that he gets to face Orton and Batista in the main event of WrestleMania for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. We get the ending of Raw with the Authority and Batista, Orton, beating down Daniel Bryan to foreshadow this. Now, Bryan goes on to beat his further two opponents in the main event of WrestleMania, but gets interrupted by Vince McMahon himself. He announces that Bryan has one more match to solidify his place at the top of the roster. Any guesses? No?
Kane?
No? Nope.
Triple H?
Nope. He doesn't have to face Triple H again? Nope. You guys ready?
Ready?
Woo! Ric Flair comes out. It's the Nature Boy. He's the final member of Evolution. Book it. It's gonna happen. 17-time champion, baby. Woo!
And if you disagree with our theory of the week, you can just let us know, and we'll put him down gently.
Woo!
Ric Flair!
It's all possible here at the Main Event Podcast.
The Nature Boy!
We've got one topic out of the way, which was will CM Punk ever return? We thankfully got the theory of the week out of the way.
Oh.
Good job we didn't discuss that in detail. The second... I'm sorry, Aaron. The second topic which we mentioned towards the start of the show, something discussed worldwide, something every WWE fan, has an opinion on. We all have some sort of opinion on it. Big question. There's no right or wrong answer, but why is John Cena hated?
Now, this is a question that I wanted to pose because I don't understand it. John Cena is the sort of person that is the first one in the arena in the morning, last one out of the arena. He loves the WWE universe. He loves the fans. He loves the ring crew. He loves the superstars. He loves the Authority, albeit we hate the Authority. He seems to stick up for people like Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, Dolph Ziggler, Zack Ryder even back in the day. He jokes around. He has laughs. He does stuff outside the ring for the WWE and for himself and for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Different charities all love him. Everyone seems to like this guy except for the WWE Universe, and I don't understand why. So maybe someone can give me some clarity on that.
Well, quite simply, he's the villain. Simple as. I mean, ever since John Cena came out, he's always sucked up to the crowd. He's used the cheapest tricks in the books to get us by his side, to get us cheering for him. WWE has quite simply shoved him down our throats.
Now, can I quickly just stop you there? You know how you said he uses the cheapest tricks in the book? Mick Foley does the same thing every single time. Right here in Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah, I've never really liked that myself.
No, but everyone else loves him, so that doesn't really... Your opinion, one person's opinion doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it's what the WWE Universe decides. And if the WWE Universe decides to cheer Mick Foley when he says his cheap little pops, but then boos John Cena for doing exactly the same thing, I don't understand it.
No, but the thing is with John Cena, he does it so many times. He does it all the time.
Yeah, but Mick
That's
Foley
the
used to
problem
do
with
it
John
every single
Cena.
week as well. He used to do it every single week.
No, it was just that one. But the thing is, John Cena's got so many cheap tricks up his sleeve. So many. And that's what annoys me about John Cena. The fact that, you know what, I don't want to see John Cena all the time. I want to see someone different. I want to see CM Punk. I want to see CM Punk, but John Cena is the villain in this story because CM Punk will never get that main event at WrestleMania. He will never be that number one guy. There was a reason why CM Punk wanted to be heel because he will never be that guy who surpasses John Cena as the face. He will never.
But then, CM Punk doesn't do things for the WWE. He doesn't care about the business as much as John Cena does.
He loves the business. He absolutely
he doesn't love the
loves
company
business.
as much as John Cena does. And
He
I
loves
think
the
that...
company. There's a reason why he stood up on that pipe and delivered his first pipe bomb.
He didn't do that for the company. He was leaving.
He was leaving, but he said stuff that wrestlers wouldn't. He broke the wall. For that time, that he said stuff that wrestlers would never say.
That doesn't mean he loves the company.
I think what Arif's suggesting is that whatever CM Punk did, he did it out of his love for wrestling, not out of his love for the WWE, which I agree with.
In fact, yeah, he didn't... you can't say that he did it for his love for the WWE because that's the complete opposite of what he fought for.
If CM Punk loved the WWE, he wouldn't be in the situation right now. We wouldn't be begging for him to come back. He would take whatever the WWE are throwing his way.
Can you imagine John Cena doing anything like
No.
that? Can you imagine John Cena getting up and leaving the WWE and saying, "Oh, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of facing Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania because I deserve more"? No, he definitely couldn't, because John Cena's the sort of business person that goes in the morning, loves everything about the product, and good for him, because we all wish we loved our jobs, and then left at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? He could never leave. It's not in his character, because he gives 100%. And for the fans to boo him for that is surprising. He really does try. Yeah, okay, he tries with his cheap tricks and his oh, Chicago, I love you, Chicago. Oh, you're a good crowd, but you boo me, and all this stuff. It's fine. It's good. Yeah, okay, he gets booed for it, but he tries his best. He really does. He's not the most gifted athlete like a Kurt Angle or a CM Punk or a Daniel Bryan. He's not the best on the mic like The Rock was or Stone Cold Steve Austin, but he tries every single week, and I think he deserves a lot more credit than he gets. Now, that doesn't change the fact that when we went to watch Raw in Manchester, I got up with everyone else and I booed the holy heck out of John Cena.
Yeah, you were the actual mastermind behind that. You're like, guys, we're booing John Cena.
It doesn't change the respect I have for him, though. I think he deserves a lot more than getting booed out of the building every night, because he does really try. He tries for the WWE. He tries for the cancer. Oh, no, I wasn't saying the cancer. He tries for the cancer appeals that they do every year. He tries for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. He tries for loads. He's always at the corporate events. He's always there every single time. He is the main guy. Even when he's injured, legitly or not, he's at the arena. He tries his best. When he had that massive thing on his elbow and he didn't look like he could compete or anything, he was there every single week.
So was CM Punk.
But now he isn't. That's the point.
Yeah, exactly. CM Punk, he doesn't like the storyline he's in. And granted, I love CM Punk.
Yeah,
I think he's an amazing wrestler, but he just leaves.
Yeah, he left because of guys like John Cena. But the thing is, when it comes to trying, there's plenty of guys at the back in the locker room who are stuck there in the locker room, who are never going to get the push, never going to get the spotlight that they really deserve when it comes down to trying, if you wish.
I think the key is they can try as hard as they want, but there's a difference between trying and succeeding like Cena did, and there's a risk in letting somebody else try and not reaching those levels.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I don't think WWE is about money. They can't risk on somebody else. I've never said this to anyone, but obviously you two are going to hear it. I like John Cena. I respect John Cena. I respect, even though I booed him, I easily get swayed. I apologise, but I respect John Cena. I like him.
I think there's a difference between liking and respecting. I respect the hell out of him.
Because I think the only difference I've ever had is that I've not liked how, as man said, John Cena was shoved down our throats. There's nothing wrong with him. I just didn't like that at the time. I like now how he is working with younger talent in Bray Wyatt, helping them.
I mean, don't forget he lost to Dolph Ziggler.
Exactly.
On a pay-per-view, a TLC pay-per-view.
I like
Which Which pay-per-view?
Was it TLC 2012 or for the Money in the Bank briefcase when AJ turned on him?
Oh
No?
yeah, and then last. No, no, I'm sure he beat. Yeah, he
Nope.
did. No,
Yep, he lost. He lost. He loses some big matches. Let's not forget he does.
But
I
I
mean,
agree with Arif what he was highlighting earlier.
but it's
First,
just
you
it's
can't
just
name anybody who does what Cena does on a day-to-day basis.
I don't know, but to come back from for example, Batista came back, first match back, won it. We all hated that, right?
okay.
John Cena came back from injury, world title match,
But
won it.
but the difference with that is Batista came back after years out fresh.
Yeah.
John Cena came back fresh after rehab. Someone is pretty much superhuman to do that. I
John
respect him
Cena
for
never
that.
quit the WWE as well.
Exactly.
Batista did.
I think if it was up to John Cena, he probably would have stayed and competed.
I think John Cena is the sort of person that will stay with this company until he has to is either forced to retire or gets buried. It's that simple. He's that sort of person. He's the company man.
I agree. I respect him for what he does. The Make-A-Wish Foundation says it all. He takes time out of his own free time, which he should have, and he doesn't because he's doing things for everyone else.
He went through a divorce and then still was at Raw every single week.
I think I also like him because of no matter how much hatred he gets, he'll still come out there with a smile on his face.
And he still loves it.
Do what he does for the people he loves, who cheer for him, for the business he actually does love compared to CM Punk. And fair enough, wrestling might not have been his first love, but obviously he's embraced it with both arms. And I think
And
it's going to be
what arms they are.
it's going to be something.
He wears a headband on his arm.
It's going to be a very, very, very long time until we see somebody like John Cena do exactly what he's been doing and being the face of WWE for so long. People are saying Roman Reigns. We'll see. But I think it's going to be years until we see someone at that level, and it's not CM Punk.
I mean, but then look at even someone like Stone Cold, the predecessor, you could say, to John Cena. Even Stone Cold walked out. So could you say that John Cena is more respectable than Stone Cold Steve Austin?
I think John Cena's more thankful.
Yeah, that's what it is, and because he's thankful, he's a hero in my eyes.
He's giving back to the company, which showed faith in him. From the kid who came up against Kurt Angle to winning countless WWE championships. Fair enough, he might have been given certain opportunities, but more often than not, he's earned it.
Do you know what he was given those opportunities and he ran with them?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if CM Punk was given those opportunities, he would still be here and John Cena would be out.
No, but I think the difference is, though, as soon as CM Punk wasn't given the opportunity, he left. Whereas I think if Cena wasn't given an opportunity, which he isn't now, what if he loses against Bray Wyatt? Do you think he's going to get up and
that's
leave?
the thing. What you got to understand, though, about CM Punk. CM Punk has tried. He's tried his heart out. He's done everything he could have done. There was when he was going through a long injury, he decided to become part of the broadcasting team, the commentating team. He was there. He's changed his persona so many times just so that he could be a success. He wasn't given that opportunity. He had to take the opportunity. John Cena came out, was given the opportunity. He was given the big fishes to make the biggest impact. And that's the thing. WWE needs to make more stars.
I think you're wrong. I think
John Cena.
I think you're wrong when you said he was given the opportunity. I remember him winning his first WWE Championship. What WrestleMania was it? 21, 22?
Against JBL.
Against JBL. I think the WWE did a very clever thing by capitalizing on his popularity. That's all it was. If he's so popular, you want him to get a WWE Championship. You want him to do something you don't think's ever going to happen.
How did he make his debut?
He made his debut not as he did. He just ran out and looked at Kurt Angle and lost.
No, he beat up Kurt Angle.
Well, yeah, okay, that's credit to Kurt Angle for letting him do that.
He got SmackDown's biggest star.
Yeah, but you can't say you can't say Vince McMahon saw this kid thinking, okay, he's going to be the face of WWE. He had a point to prove. He put on a decent match with Angle. That's good for him. I don't think he was given the opportunity.
Are we gonna have the same discussion in 5 years when Roman Reigns is at the top of his peak? Are we gonna have
Exactly.
the same discussion? I
Exactly.
mean,
That's the thing.
how did the Shield debut? They debuted at Hell in a Cell when they took out one of the biggest stars in the WWE at the time, Ryback.
And they've taken out countless more.
Exactly. They've triple power bombed people like the Undertaker.
I
You know,
completely. I don't know how we missed that out.
Are we?
If
Yeah,
we're,
exactly.
if we're arguing over John Cena, it's only right we argue over Roman Reigns. It's just how it is.
And even Bray Wyatt and people like that. Do you know what I mean? How can you say even you could even say to people like Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder was given a huge opportunity and he dropped the ball.
I think the key what Imran was saying with Kurt Angle was he had no good entrance music. He didn't look as he does now. Whereas Bray Wyatt and The Shield, they came out with the entrance music, with their full gimmick intact, and they've made
But I think
impact.
that's more of a testament to John Cena because he broke out of that generic.
Nothing, exactly.
Exactly. And he made this rap persona for himself in a sense as well. That was him at the time, and he got over with it. He got over hugely with it.
And exactly, he deserved winning that WWE Championship. You can see it meant a lot to him as well. He didn't ask for it. I think at times he probably did get more than he should have, but more often than not, I personally believe as someone who's always said I don't like John Cena, that he's not respected enough in the WWE.
You guys, I understand what you're saying, but for me,
It's all,
CM
it's all
Punk,
opinions, isn't it?
CM Punk is the best in the world for me. I would rather have CM Punk on Raw every single day than John Cena. He
But
gives
then
me
this
loads of
discussion isn't
entertainment.
about. It's not about who would you rather see. It's whether John Cena is a hero or a villain. And at the end of the day, I think John Cena himself is a hero because he tries every single week. And yes, he was given opportunity after opportunity, but he didn't drop the ball at all during these opportunities.
We can go on about this for ages. We'll cut it off now. The verdicts, Imran, uh, John Cena, hero or villain? I think I know the answer to this.
Is he the best in the world? Nope. He's a villain.
Arif, John Cena, hero or villain? Being the biggest Punk fan here is John
John
Cena.
Cena for president.
I'm taking that as a hero.
Hero.
I'm gonna agree with Arif on this one. I think he is a hero. So yeah, if you have any input on this, if you think John Cena is a hero or villain, please let us know in the comments. But guys, I think that's all for today. If I'm not wrong, maybe I'm just tired. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I
You
don't.
are not wrong.
No, I think that's everything.
So yeah, NXT Rival will be here in a couple of months' time. We will review that very soon. I can't believe we overlooked that. I apologize, guys. I thought we didn't want to do it, but yeah.
You know what? Apology accepted. Let's never talk about it again.
Okay. But yeah, thank you for listening again. A big thank you for all the views and listens on our YouTube page. Please, go bash iTunes, Podomatic, everything else. We want to see that number increase. If you're new to the podcast, just like, subscribe. We will hopefully be here every Tuesday, Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday. It gets uploaded on a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday. And yeah, thank you for listening, and it's a goodbye from me.
It's a goodbye from me.
And it's a goodbye from me. Take care.